Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry for not uploading much on my channel. I've been quite busy with other stuff, but I am back. So I am planning to upload more footage within the future on my channel. So I'm coming today to give you a deep review on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. As I'm playing it, you'll see on the other side, the left side. Breath of the Wild's been such a great experience for me personally, as being a huge fan of the franchise. So this is going to be kind of an in-depth review and about other stuff about upcoming in the future within my channel. So, Breath of the Wild has been an outstanding Zelda game, for sure. I do love the music in it and how beautiful things look. I find there are many peaceful spots in the game where it's kind of relaxing and enjoy nature. It feels, like really similar to real nature. Um, yeah, I even find myself totally pulled into the Breath of the Wild and its beauty. That sometimes I find I am literally in the game, basically. I think maybe just how realistic some of it is. It's kind of between anime-ish and artistic and realistic, that type of stuff. Um, Now we're going to talk about the difficulty as I'm gliding along right now. I know. So the difficulty in Breath of the Wild has been one of the most difficult and challenging things for me, which is about the breaking weapons, which I'll get into shortly. Um, as it's been for many others besides me, especially who've played previous Zelda titles like Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is still one of my favorites, but I'm definitely going to be putting Majora's Mask probably after Breath of the Wild, because, yeah, Breath of the Wild would probably be my favorite Zelda game now. It took a while for me to get used to it, to the difficulty. I'm actually just getting into Master Mode to mention, and that's a different story. But after I got used to it, I'm getting a pro at it, or a great warrior in it. No one messes with me, basically. um, Now let's just talk about the open world in it, as I'm working on some shrines right now in Breath of the Wild. So I have about 112 shrines complete. I'm still working towards about 6 more. Um, as you can be seeing in the video, I'm working on one of the shrines near the um, Rito village. So it's a little talk about the open world in Breath of the Wild. I say it's an amazing experience you get from it, traveling from one place to another, and finding all sorts of treasures, and scenery is, to me, is one of the best in Breath of the Wild. Um, um, and obviously we can't forget about the cooking in Breath of the Wild. Um, the cooking, obviously, I think with everyone, we had to learn how to do certain stuff in it, and yeah, the shrine's coming up right now. Yay! Yes, I'll be entering it soon. But anyway, talking about the cooking in Breath of the Wild. I found myself so invested in Breath of the Wild that I literally kind of feel I'm Link now, to the point that I'm actually eating foods or making recipes directly from the game. Like I'll take radishes, carrots, um, butter, and some other stuff, throw it in, and make a dish that's literally from Breath of the Wild, and it's delicious. I find myself eating it quite often, a lot. Um, yeah, totally how much the influence it has on me with the cooking part, with Breath of the Wild. Um, so, and a lot of them are actually quite healthy as well. Um, yeah, so pretty healthy, and they're pretty good. I really like the vegetable mushroom-based ones. Um, I love it too where most of the game is kind of peaceful and quiet, like real nature. But when you face and battle Calamity Ganon, you get this amazing epic music throughout the game, basically, when you're battling. Even the final stage against our Dark Beast Ganon was experience. Now, um, I'm just flipping through my weapons. I always choose the Master Sword. Come on. I guess other people probably will. Um, you're Link. You're going to choose the Master Sword. But anyway. Um, Now, about the breakable weapons, I think most people knew this was a huge change for the franchise, and it's never in any Zelda title we've seen this, and obviously Breath of the Wild is the first to introduce it, obviously. Um, and I think that's probably been the most challenging. Sure, the battle system is difficult as well in it, but so yeah, yeah, I kind of this is how I looked at it that that the breakable weapons was mainly a life lesson in Breath of the Wild. I totally took it that way. That is a huge life lesson to learn and learn from your mistakes and all that stuff, you know. So, um, at the time when I was started playing Breath of the Wild, obviously I think most people weren't really ready for some of the breakable weapons and you know getting beaten up by uh, the goblins and all that stuff when you just started a fire or whatever, and you have to work up your way to it and train yourself and all that stuff. Um, I in the beginning of Breath of the Wild, this is gonna sound crazy, but I actually did it assuming it would help, and to me, it helped me. I practiced like sword swings and backflips before I actually got into a battle and got used to the controls basically, and to me it helped a bit. Um, yeah, so obviously I found the breakable weapons quite annoying. I got used to it probably after a couple weeks or a month playing it, and towards you know getting better at it, for most people. It would be stealth mode or whatever, making sure the guardians don't see me and that type of stuff, and get the weapons that I really need. I would totally do it. Um, of course, I was being extra careful when I. So the shrines are very cool in the game. Um, how they play part of the game, and there are some pretty difficult ones, but hey, I got through most of them no matter what, because I believe I am Link. I'm currently working on all the shrines. Yeah, you can edit that too. So some of that can be edited. Um, so I'm just working towards um, my next shrine in the game. So I'm just trying to think of other things. Yeah, we should definitely talk about the clothing. There's so much clothing to choose from, and then the whole environment too in Breath of the Wild is quite another great experience. Going from hot to cold, and especially when you get into it, you're not really used to it. Um, yeah, here I go jumping off one of the towers, seeking up my next shrine. So yeah, so this is my next shrine, 114. Um, yeah, the Heat Shrine or whatever it's called. I forget the exact name, but you have to talk to these Gorons, and um, they give you these challenges handling the heat. Yeah, yeah. Um, so I think other things I definitely want to bring up as I'm playing Breath of the Wild. I'm currently working on a huge big production of another Zelda movie. Um, I will be kind of coming out with a kind of a, not really like a behind the scenes, but kind of an announcement. And I don't want to spoil too much, but it's going to be a great Zelda movie, and I'm really working towards it being one authentic to Nintendo, basically. And it's going to be taken about 3 years after the events of Breath of the Wild. I've been working on some stuff. I've been looking into, I'll just, I guess, get a little information of the research I'm doing into the next Zelda film, working on my directing, all that stuff for the next one. But currently, since there's just so much going on, and with this next Zelda movie it's coming, that it's going to be not be out until a couple years. So we're looking at around 2021 or 2022 for close to 2022 for the release date. Um, so I'll definitely reveal the official name to it. It would be called The Legend of Zelda: A Breath Between Twilight. So this is my own belief that the Link we're currently playing in Breath of the Wild is the same Link we've played from Twilight Princess. This is my own belief. I've came up with it, and I have, I guess, some strong beliefs based off of seeing the sequel that's coming out to Breath of the Wild regarding Ganondorf, the corpse. Um, so I guess I want to kind of discuss some of that. Um, so I think there's some things that's not really completely answered in Breath of the Wild regarding which Link we're playing. There's all these theories out right now, but I think it's more than just. This is just me saying it, but I think it's more than a theory. I think it's kind of more evident, evident, yeah. Um, Disregarding what type of Ganondorf we're dealing with in the sequel of Breath of the Wild that's coming out. People keep making predictions. It's coming out next year. It could be coming out around the movie I told you about, around 2021. It's hard to say. Um, but yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, anyway. Um, um, about the Ganondorf. Um, I guess if this is too much info or spoilers, um, I guess you don't have to listen to it. But anyway, so regarding Ganondorf, we know the whole hand that was kind of preventing uh, Ganondorf from coming back. It kind of seemed the corpse from in the trailer. Um, that I think it's quite evident. I'm not sure if every Zelda fan sees this, but I totally am convinced that this Ganondorf is from Twilight Princess. It's the same Ganondorf that Link stabbed in the torso, and that's the whole, you know, um, the stab wound basically from the previous, or the Link who stabbed them. So it's still my belief that we're dealing with Twilight Princess Link that we're actually playing as. I can understand it's not really that part, what I just described is not really kind of revealed or said that, hey, you're playing Twilight Princess Link in Breath of the Wild. It's not really said, but to me it kind of said that in the sequel. So I think it's quite obvious who we're dealing with. People have been saying the corpse of Ganondorf is demised. It can't be demised. Um, it's very associated with Ganondorf. And if it's any form of Ganondorf from any Zelda titles, it's gonna be Ganondorf from Twilight Princess because of the sword stab in his peripheral area. So I think that's, to me, evident. I guess it just still has to be proven of what I'm saying once the game comes out and we actually see it with our own eyes. But I guess just as now I'm standing by that. So yes. So I'm going to be definitely wrapping it up soon, and I definitely appreciate everyone who's definitely watching, and definitely subscribe and definitely hit that like button if you're really enjoying my footage and my videos on my channel. Definitely support me if you can. Um, just basically, subscribing and being a part of the channel and everything if you're totally loving it or really enjoying it. So yeah. So yeah, I'll probably be back probably in 3 weeks or whatever with an update regarding my Zelda movie that I mentioned. Um, so yes. So yeah. So I think most Zelda fans should really look forward to the Zelda movie that's coming out. It's I totally know that it's gonna be totally Nintendo authentic. I'm working so hard this time. I know the other one has a lot of issues and problems. I'm learning from it, but making a lot of improvements as well for it. So wishing for the best for it, obviously. So it'll be coming out in a couple years. As you know, the trailer will be out in probably a couple months or whatever. But yeah. So that's it for now, and thanks for watching.